The field. Every neighborhood has one. Grass, concrete, or dirt. The stage is the same. The rules, unwavering. And the goals, beautiful.
It goes in! It's unbelievable!
Now, in its 107th year, America's oldest soccer tournament is back.
The hometown hero!
One cup, open to all. The 2022 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup.
From K Soccer Complex in Tulsa, it's the first round of the 2022 U.S. Open Cup. Home side Tulsa Athletic hosting Azteca FC out of Denver, Colorado. Good evening, Matt Peterson with the former Houston Dynamo midfielder Andrew Driver. Day 2 of this competition. This should be a feisty one tonight.
Yes, obviously first round of the cup competition. Both teams are going to come and put all into it. Cold evening in Tulsa, so it's going to be, as you can see, a difficult game for both teams, and we'll see how they start the game. Both teams will want to start fast.
Underway. Azteca FC is in blue. Tulsa Athletic is in yellow. And Tulsa trying to get off to a good start after a great season last year. They won the Heartland Conference, which has 7 teams in the NPSL. Won 2 straight Heartland Conference titles. And they're trying to defend their home turf at the K Soccer Complex on the campus of Oral Roberts University.
After watching a few of these first round ties, the fact that this Tulsa team won their division in the NPSL, they're going to be a good team. It's going to be a difficult night for Azteca, a long journey for them to get here. And they are obviously huge underdogs for the game.
107th edition of the U.S. Open Cup, and 938 days in between after Atlanta United lifted the cup at home before more than 35,000 fans. That was back in 2019, a 2-year hiatus due to the COVID-19 pandemic. It's an 11-hour journey from Denver, Colorado to Tulsa. Longest journey of any first-round tie.
That's difficult, you know, as a team. You have to travel. It takes it out of the legs. It's difficult traveling, but an 11-hour journey, it really is. Your legs sit there in the bus and the blood pools, and it's difficult to get that out and to get ready for the game.
It reminds me a bit, Andrew, of FC Tucson, which took on your Houston Dynamo team in the Open Cup. That was in the 3rd or 4th round, but they had to drive from Tucson, Arizona to Houston, Texas.
Yeah, it didn't do them any harm, I don't think. I think that night it was maybe got a 1-0 victory or something. It was a difficult tie. So obviously Azteca need to do the same tonight. They're the underdogs. They have to set themselves into a formation, make it difficult for Tulsa to break them down. And the longer they can keep it close, the longer they can keep it 0-0, the more difficult it's going to be for the home team.
Restart from Azteca FC. And the blue jerseys. Free kick. And our referee this evening, Brandon Query. Very windy conditions in Tulsa. Steve Torres, number 18, was the last to restart it. And this restart will come from David Paniagua, 30-year-old center back. Azteca FC is an older team. They play in the Colorado Premier League. They're a local qualifier to the U.S. Open Cup here in 2022. It's their 3rd appearance, first since 2018. And after the 700-mile journey, they're ready to pull an upset tonight against Tulsa.
Yes, it's up against, and this Tulsa team is a very good team. But you see the pitch isn't the steadiest, it isn't the flattest. It could level the teams out. I think Tulsa would have liked to be on a pitch that is pristine so they can pass around this Azteca team, keep them running. But you've seen so far, Azteca happy to keep their shape, let Tulsa keep hold of the ball as long as they don't let any opportunities come against them.
Free kick given, several free kicks in the early stages here. For Azteca FC, based in Denver, Colorado, Steve Torres, 28-year-old, wears number 18. Now, Tulsa, the favorite in this one. 2 straight Heartland Conference titles. They performed very well in the 2021 NPSL season. They were the national runner-up in the NPSL. Free kick given to Tulsa in a dangerous spot about 30 yards from goal.
Runners up in the NPSL, they're definitely going to have quality within the team. It's no mean feat to get to that final. There's a lot of teams in the NPSL, and to reach the final shows the quality they have.
Well, they won their first ever South Region Championship. There's 30 teams in the South Region alone, and they went to the NPSL National Championship for the first time in club history. For Tulsa Athletic, it's the 4th ever appearance in the Open Cup. This club launched in 2013. You see the free kick taken, headed on and saved. Now, good work from the goalkeeper, Marcos Madera, the 31-year-old goalkeeper for Azteca FC.
Yeah, the first shot in anger, wasn't it? A header from a decent ball into the box, whipped into a great little area from Alvarez, and the header not lacking power, but into a decent area.
It'll be worth watching. Andrew had a great conversation today with Levi Coleman, the head coach. He was the Heartland Conference and South Region Coach of the Year last year. He played for the club in the inaugural year 2013. Great playing career, played for Charleston Battery among others. But he said that they play a 3-5-2 in attack, and they play a 4-5-1 in defense, but unusually they'll slide one of their center backs forward to join the attack to create an overload in midfield.
Yeah, I'm from the old school, aren't I? I can't in my mind figure out how that will happen. I'm interested to see as the game goes on how they determine which defender is the one that slides forward. Usually you see it coming from the wider area, but if it's coming from the central defense, I feel like you may, if you get hit on the counter-attack, might leave a few gaps at the back. So it'll be interesting to see how he's implemented it as a team in the tactics.
Here's a punt away. On the goalkeeper, Marcos Madera. So it's 4 across the back: Zen Hart, Joe Ruiz, Chris Taylor, and Javo Reyes. Reed is the goalkeeper for Tulsa. Vinny Oliveri is defensive mid. Here's a break, chance, and he skies it onto the practice fields. A good chance. Would have been a spectacular effort from Jordan Watson, who has the pace, and it's an interesting story with him starting, number 15, one of their best players, best 11 last year in the Heartland Conference. Abu Diallo, he's a 24-year-old from Gabon. He's on trial in Fresno, California this week. He cannot play today, so it opens the door for Jordan Watson, who's getting the start.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it, for Tulsa not having possibly their star man. Here's another opportunity, just dragged wide this time, but no, it's when you're the star man. But it's great for Abu Diallo, just getting the opportunity to try and make it in a higher level, and I don't think any of his teammates will begrudge him that opportunity. Obviously, he'll be watching this and be probably devastated he's not there playing with his mates.
Well, Levy Coleman says that's the part of the club. He is on trial. We want to get them to the professional level. Abu Diallo, third-team All-American at Oklahoma City University at the NAIA level. Also played for Demise in the NPSL. So a chance, and we saw the speed from Jordan Watson. And Coach Coleman told me before the game today that no disrespect to Diallo, but Jordan Watson has more pace. So against this Azteca team, if they're going to play in behind, it might be a better option in some ways, speed-wise, with Jordan Watson there.
Yeah, you saw his pace there on the opportunity he had where he skied the ball wide. He showed that pace, and I think you're playing a team from a lower level. What in my career, the difference between teams of levels often wasn't the quality on the ball, it was often the athleticism. So the pace of Watson could make all the difference between these two teams tonight.
Throwing from the left side, dealt with well by Azteca. They won it back in midfield. Tulsa Athletic, the playoff run, they won the Heartland Conference Championship with the 2-1 victory at Demise NPSL. Then a 2-1 overtime win in Tulsa over Southern States SC, a team you saw last night. Very good side, Southern States SC. They gave Tulsa Athletic its first ever regional title.
Oh, they were very impressive as well. So the fact that they beat the Southern States Stars shows the quality. That it was a joy to watch the game last night. The quality on show was fantastic. It was a good advertisement, I think, as you say here, for the Open Cup.
Azteca nearly a breakthrough. Good defending in the end from Tulsa Athletic. The home team bursting forward, but it's won back by Azteca. Anyway, after beating Southern States SC, they won the first ever regional title, the 30-team Southern Division. Then in the MPSL semifinals, Tulsa Athletic beat FC Baltimore Christos 1-0. The season ended with the loss in the NPSL National Championship at Denton Diablos. But three best 11 picks in the Heartland Conference last year. We mentioned Abu Diallo is away on trial in Fresno this week, but Joe Garcia is here, he is starting. Joe Ruiz is here, he is starting.
I think you saw that attack there from Tulsa. It's the first time they've started to drag the Azteca team out. The Azteca team looked a little bit more open. I think it's possibly a compliment to how well Azteca started. They started to grow in confidence, and they may leave themselves a little bit more open. So Tulsa may now start to find the space in the midfield, going towards the attacking areas.
Current weather in Tulsa, 45 degrees. Winds out of the northwest at 10 miles per hour. Feels like 39. Spring-like day in Scotland.
Summer's day. I've gone soft though. I wouldn't be able to go back to it, I don't think.
Far side throw in for Tulsa. Again, Tulsa is in yellow. Azteca FC is in blue. The NPSL runner-ups from last year meeting Azteca FC from the Colorado Premier League, which was a local qualifier to the US Open Cup. A few numbers on this tournament, Andrew. 103 teams this year, 19 more than in 2019. The previous high was 99 in the modern era back in 2017. So a healthy number, 103 for the tournament's 107th year.
And that's the beauty of it, isn't it? Straight knockout, you can't beat it. But the fact that no matter what level you're playing at in the States, you've got an opportunity to play in the Cup.
Here's the restart. Dealt with well by Azteca. They headed out. Good numbers behind the ball. I think we're going to see offside again. We've seen that a few times with the man coming from an offside position for Tulsa.
Yes, it's the modern way of doing it, isn't it? They like to go, the strikers like to go behind the back four, see if they can catch the defenders unawares when they come back on side. But if they don't time it correctly, it's an easier decision for the linesman.
Azteca FC from Denver, Colorado. It's a good switch. Centered ball and cleared. Third Lamar Hunt US Open Cup for Azteca FC. First since 2018.
A little sign there from Azteca, the break down the right-hand side. It showed how they played together pretty well. The midfielder was under pressure and just hit a ball round the corner.
It's on down for Tulsa, 4 in the box, centered and cleared. Desperate defending again from Azteca FC. Best chance tonight for Tulsa Athletic.
There was the opportunity, wasn't it? Great play down the right. The wide man has beaten his defender, but what I liked about it is the delayed crossing the ball into the box. He showed composure, took it past another man, and then tried to pick out the striker on the edge of the 6-yard block. You see him here, here's his composure. A lot of wide men would have played it now, but he took the time, played it perfectly in. I think it was to number 17 for Tulsa, Garcia, who just couldn't get on the end of it, and it was desperate defending from Azteca, which they're going to have to do. They're going to have to ride their luck a little bit tonight, but great defending in the end, and they cleared the danger.
Man down. It was that painful clearance for Azteca FC. Trainer comes on for Azteca FC. Joe Garcia was the late arriving midfielder. He was part of the Heartland Conference Best 11 last year. He's 26 years old in his 4th year with Tulsa. And he's the returning captain after he was the captain last year. Here are the starting lineups, beginning with Azteca FC, which is owned and managed by Andy De La Rosa, who owns a local construction company. And it's become one of the annual contenders in the Colorado adult soccer scene. Azteca FC, under head coach Hernan Molina, facing this Tulsa athletic side. And as we mentioned, the big name missing, Abu Diallo, Best 11 in the Heartland Conference last year. The 24-year-old from Gabon is on trial this week in Fresno. So it gives the opportunity to Jordan Watson, who plays up front. We saw an early run from him, but 2 others to watch. There were Best 11 selections in the Heartland Conference last year. Joe Garcia, 26-year-old midfielder, and Joe Ruiz, Best 11 defender last year.
Yeah, 3 Best 11 players in a team. They're obviously have a lot of quality throughout the ranks, and we saw that there. They are very close to getting the lead, and good play down the right-hand side, almost pulled back to that man Garcia again, but it was good defending from Azteca to clear the danger.
And the center back Ruiz, the Best 11 pick last year, he's the one that goes to midfield when they have the ball to become a 5th midfielder.
Yeah, tactics sometimes can be fluid, can't they? And I think at times the more men you have in the central midfield means you dominate that area, which is, a lot of people would say, is more important than defensively. As long as you've got 1 extra man defensively, why not send an extra body forward?
Now, great to see Steve Torres is back on the field for Azteca FC. He had the clearance, he took the knock, he receives treatment, and he's back. Steve Torres, a 28-year-old.
Good touch.
That's the number 10. Very limited scouting report. Giovanni Herrera with that touch. He's a 22-year-old. It made me laugh earlier today. Levi Coleman, when I asked about what he knows about Azteca, he said, we hear they play a 4-3-3 and they have a pretty good number 10. That's all he knew about them.
That's what it takes us back to how soccer should be. Back in the day where it was a group of guys playing against another group of guys. You don't really know them. You might have played them a couple of years ago. And it's good, and that's what's been so good about the first round of this cup. It's been a lot of young guys who have been trying to impress, and they put loads of effort in, and then you get sprinkling of quality as you go along.
So is that my Andrew Driver broadcast translation saying there is very little need for coaching?
If only. Cross
from the right, punched out. Excellent goalkeeping there from Marcos Madera.
Maybe why I didn't go down the coaching path. You see, there's no future in it.
It's up to the players anyway. Yeah. Here comes Madera.
Goalkeeper's done well again there.
Here comes Azteca FC. Good defending.
Nice little step over them for Fragoza. He lined up the defender. Step over with his right foot, cut inside. I was just desperate for him to hit it on his left side. As soon as he opened up that gap, just hesitated that little bit and then gave the time for the defense to come back. But promising signs here from Azteca.
Good throw in, poor clearance. It's on for Azteca, but not much purchase in that shot.
There you go. There's the signs. That's all Azteca need to do. Keep the pressure on. Well, maintain the pressure. I said pressure 3 times. All the pressure is actually on Tulsa. Azteca hold their own, and then they're going to create chances. They're a team that's won their division. It doesn't matter what level they are. They obviously have the quality, and you saw that there. They gained an opportunity. The game stays like this, 0-0. The longer it is, the more Azteca will fancy themselves.
We do see they have a long throw-in. It was on there, helped set up that chance. Deep throw-in, far side of the fields. Tulsa Athletic in yellow, Azteca FC is in blue. Direct ball headed clear. Good skill on the ball, shown there by Joe Garcia. A 26-year-old midfielder. Joe Garcia, he's the captain. 4th year with the team, described as a special player by head coach Levi Coleman. Engine in the midfield, takes care of the ball. He's all over the midfield. Short out of the back from Tulsa. Matthew Rogers. Number 20 getting on the end of that.
Azteca a little bit unlucky there. They set the trap. The Tulsa man went inside and gave a poor pass across the front. He got away with it because the referee gave the free kick, but I think it was Rogers that was cutting inside. It wasn't the greatest pass he could play. And the Azteca would have been on to a quick attack there if the referee had played on.
10 matches today in the U.S. Open Cup first round. It's a well-weighted ball. Stays in play, it's centered and cleared. Good positioning from Azteca in their defending. They have the entire box covered to deal with these crosses.
Yes, Aaron Ugber out on the right-hand side, who looks the threat. He created the earlier chance for Garcia, and again there, I thought the pass through was going to be way too hard, but Ugber has so much pace. Managed to get there, and he was really unlucky with the cutback. But we've seen that earlier. The right-hand side for Tulsa might be where they're going to get the most joy.
One game earlier today, San Fernando Valley FC, out of the UPSL, they have their first ever Open Cup win. They got a hat trick from a 23-year-old Tomas Basuel, and they dispatched a regional rival Escondido FC 6-2 earlier today. On to the second round to meet California United FC in 2 weeks. Good little passing there, but a good step from Azteca. They've been brave inside their own box.
Yeah, that was Ugber again, this time cutting in and being a little bit more direct, driving towards the goal from a more central level. Lovely little 1-2, almost getting through, but again, Azteca putting bodies in the right place. They're well-shaped up team.
Tulsa applying the pressure, long shot is wide. It was touched, it will be a corner kick. Slight deflection from an Azteca defender.
Yeah, this time the man Jordan Watson again coming out a little, peeling off his defender, coming a little bit deeper, getting the ball turning. He only had one thing on his mind, was to get the strike. It sailed over the bar, but sign that Tulsa are starting to grow with confidence, starting to break down this Azteca defense a little bit more.
Corner kick here for Tulsa Athletic, headed away. All the way back to Juan Alvarez. Clip back in and well covered up by the goalkeeper Marcos Madera for Azteca FC. Azteca last year in the Colorado Super League, they finished 3rd in the fall season. Eliminated GAM United 5-2 in the semifinals before falling in the final 5-3 to FC Denver after extra time. They then qualify for the US Open Cup with a dramatic Denver Super Classico win against league rival Harpos FC, winning 4-3 after extra time. Free kick to Tulsa.
The Denver Classico.
Remember the Snow Classico?
Yeah.
USA Costa Rica a few qualifying cycles ago.
Was that in Denver?
Yes, Commerce City, just outside it.
Okay.
Eduardo Reza committed the foul that time for Azteca FC, and now Joseph Garcia will restart this.
It's always a difficult area to take a free kick. When you're so central in that area, you want to get the ball into the box, but you don't have the angle to get the defenders to run onto. I think in those situations, it's sometimes just best to go to your wide fullback and build up play again.
Well, Andrew, just continuing the run to qualification for Azteca FC. They beat Harpos FC in extra time 4-3, but before that, they beat Colorado Super League side Colorado Rush 4-1, and then a 5-2 home win against Colorado Rovers out of the Colorado Premier League. So this team could score some goals. Qualifying wins 5-2, 5-3, 4-3, 5-2, 4-1 for Azteca FC. Been defensive on the road to start. I think if you give them chances, be careful.
And now that's why they probably are defensive, because they know they're good for a goal.
Across the top of the area. Kept in play here by Tulsa Athletic. Nice dribbling. Sent to the back post, and there's an opening goal. It was beautifully done. The cross came from Matthew Rogers, and Tulsa Athletic here in the 25th minute has a 1-0 lead.
Rogers here did absolutely fantastic. But past the defender, I felt he could have gone down there. He's played a nice cross across the front of the goal, and at the back post, it was Aaron Ugba, the man we said early on has been very dangerous, has managed to, and looked like the most likely, following up at the back post, and he's done well, because that was a tight angle to slot the ball home into the bottom corner, and that's a nice little nerve settler for Tulsa. The Azteca have been pretty stodgy so far. Tulsa potentially thought they might have had an easier night, but Azteca have been hard to break down, and a little bit of quality from Rogers, did really well, could have gone down for a penalty, stayed on his feet, and then played a great ball across the box, and a good finish for Ugba.
Aaron Ugba, his third season with Tulsa Athletic. Wonderful cross for Matthew Rogers.
Yeah, Rogers did well, didn't he? He lined up the defender, went 1v1, backed his quality, and it's impossible to defend when an attacker decides to run at you when you're on the edge of the box like that. It really is a trouble for the defender, and Rogers did fantastic, and it was a decent finish for Ugba. It was a very tight angle.
Like many, played his college soccer in the state of Oklahoma. The offside flag is up. He played at Northeastern State, a Division II school. 3 straight years, all-conference MIAA.
Now, Azteca really need to just keep calm. They don't want to be rash and change the way they've played so far. If you go 2-0 down, you're really in trouble. But if you can hold it at 1, there's always the chance for you to grab a goal on the counter-attack.
Tulsa Athletic looking for its first ever U.S. Open Cup win. Kind of surprising. They're a good outfit. They went very deep last year. They were founded in 2013. They've been at this stage a few times. It's their 4th ever appearance. They lost to OKC Energy U23 in penalties after a 1-1 draw back in 2017. That was their closest time to get a victory, but on home turf tonight, they have a 1-0 lead and a corner kick coming here in the 28th. Headed out, settled, and cleared.
It's all about the look of the draw, isn't it, really, the US Open Cup? There's a big gulf in the quality of team you can play against, but they've got an opportunity tonight to get that victory. Did you mention the winner goes to FC Tulsa, or Tulsa for the next round? So that's a great opportunity, and it'll be a good chance for these young men to go and prove that they have the ability to take that step up.
That tie set for April 5th at FC Tulsa, the winner of this match to take on the USL Championship side. 25th minute goal scored by Aaron Ugba off a great feed from Matthew Rogers. Now the switch is on for Azteca. They go 3 versus 4. Possibilities here. Top of the area, helped on. Oh, got away from him just a bit. He could have had a go there from the top of the box, but decided to pass it. It was there for Cesar Echegaray.
The idea was there, wasn't it? You could see exactly what he was trying. He made the right decision. The ball just bobbled up that little bit, and the pace fell from the pass. But good play from Azteca on the counter-attack. Signs that they do have that that ability going forward.
This Azteca team, Andrew, no former MLS or Liga MX players, but they have some ex-pros from Division II or Division III in Mexico, Honduras, and Chile, as well as a few former Division I, Division II college players.
Yeah, so a lot of quality there, isn't there? A lot of quality, and it's all about how they play as a team as well. It's all very well getting some good players together. If you're not coached well and you don't have good team spirit, it's all worthless. So to be as successful as they have been, they've managed to put it all into the melting pot and get the results.
Nice diagonal ball. Kept in play. Matthew Rogers, and the flag is up. Credit to Azteca, they've kept that high line, and they forced Tulsa into an offside position about 5 times already.
Yeah, they seem well organized. It's what we just mentioned a minute ago. They seem well coached. They're up against it tonight against obviously a team from a higher division, but they've fought themselves well so far.
Good work. Direct ball. First time hit, just wide. Lightning quick attack that time from Tulsa Athletic. It took 2 passes and they were in on goal, and a one-time hit just whistled past the far post.
It's that man Watson, isn't it? We mentioned his pace earlier. Good play here in the middle. I think it was Garcia who saw the run, just peeled away from the defender. The Azteca man lacking in pace, it would seem, and Watson must fancy himself. It was Panigua for Azteca. Watson lined him up just off his shoulder, and the pace of Watson now, you could see it in spades of pace, and Panigua is going to have a long night if Tulsa can keep threading those passes down there on his shoulder.
Jordan Watson played at Rogers State. He played with the St. Louis Lions USL 2 team. The threat there from Jordan Watson. A 3 to keep an eye on for Azteca FC, the co-captains Marcos Madera, Eduardo Reza, and Giovanni Herrera. Madera, the goalkeeper, has been brave off his line already. Now it's bouncing edge of the box, and finally cleared by Tulsa Athletic. Free kick to Azteca FC, first booking of the night, and it's shown here to Vinicius de Oliveira. Goes by Vinny.
Yeah, I think Vinny would feel a little bit hard done by there. He's lost the ball. He's only tried to block the pass, and the Azteca man's gone down. He's obviously, it looks like he's in a lot of pain.
Marlon Borjas, a 31-year-old, will receive treatment.
A little bit of frustration. Actually, yeah, he did catch him right on the foot as he planted it. I think the frustration there for Vinicius came from giving the ball away in a dangerous area. And sometimes when you give it away, you're a little bit embarrassed. You just want to, you're too anxious to get the ball back, and it's led to a foul. And he's put himself in a precarious position now, and a yellow card so early.
Marlon Borjas.
Borjas clearly seems in discomfort.
His right ankle receiving treatment after this challenge.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a nasty one, wasn't it, in the end? First time it looked a little bit innocuous, like he maybe just tried to block the pass and then the follow-through hit him, but he has landed right on his ankle. Hopefully Borjas can walk it off, but yeah, clearly not looking good. It was good refereeing, actually. He diffused the situation by getting the yellow card out so quickly. It prevented the Azteca players from protesting quickly, and that's when you can, in a tackle like that, is where you can have the the players coming together and having a little bit of a talking. But the fact that the referee got in quickly, he was close to the play and got the yellow card out straight away, diffused any situation that could have occurred.
Marlon Borjas receiving treatment. Third trip to the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, all three coming on the road. So we see the challenge once more from Vinny De Oliveira.
Oh, it's a nasty one, actually, isn't it? The more you see it, the worse it gets. You can only hope it's just a, it's hard to say, you can only hope it's just a twisted ankle, but in those situations, you don't want to have any broken bones in there. It was a nasty challenge.
Third road match in the Open Cup all time for Azteca FC. 2017, they lost in extra time to FC Wichita, the MPSL. And then 2018, they lost to local rival FC Denver by a 4-2 scoreline. A quick call to the bench. Oscar Montoya, a 29-year-old, will come on to replace Marlon Borjas.
There we go. Who needs a stretcher?
Strength and depth.
Strength in depth. I genuinely hope he's okay, though. It was a nasty challenge. It looks like let's hope there's no lasting damage done to the ankle.
Yes, Marlon Borjas helped off the fields. Replaced by Oscar Montoya. Free kick coming here for Azteca FC. Eric Hernandez will deliver it. 30-year-olds. Where's number 29? Vinny Oliveira, by the way, is Brazilian. College soccer player at Oral Roberts, right in Tulsa. Here's the restart. Headed down. Cleared backward. Headed outside the area. And now Tulsa Athletic can try and break. Direct ball over the top. 1 versus 2. Tough angle. He'll wait for support. Good defending. Got back on the end of it. Appeals for a penalty. Waved off.
My initial reaction was penalty. The pace from Watson again. He went all the way through. The ball just went a little bit too wide for him to get the shot off. He did the right thing, showed some composure, waited for his fellow attackers to reach the box. And he just tried to beat the last man, and I felt there may have been a little bit of contact on Watson, and it could have been a penalty. But there you see again the pace of Watson. It's just an easy long ball, and he's going to get in. Tulsa might just want to do that more often.
Here come Tulsa Athletic again. He argues that it was a pretty easy decision grabbing the shoulders of the defender.
Yeah, he tried running out, but the defender did really well. Put your body in the right position, put the brakes on, and let the attacker come steaming into the back of you and win the free kick. Here you go, the defender's perfect. Get the body in the way, put the brakes on, and just go down and fall on the ball with your hands, because then it's a really difficult decision for the referee.
Aaron Ugba committed the foul. He scored the opening goal. Here's a good cross from the right. Headed central. And finally cleared by Azteca FC. Javier Reyes, 13. He's the left back. Goes by Javo. That's good. Link up play up the right side. Here comes the cross. Knocked down. And Azteca FC is able to clear. Space is on for the Denver side, Azteca FC. But now it's lost in a bad spot. Transition moment here. Tulsa Athletic cannot capitalize.
Here's Vinicius getting down on the right-hand side again. Now this time tried to get the ball into the box, and I think Garcia was in the box for Tulsa. Just tried to volley it with his right foot and just missed it. And the danger was averted, but Azteca gets the ball forward there. They need the ball to stick going forward. If they give it up the way they are right now, they're going to find themselves under a lot of pressure.
Long run from Matthew Rogers. He went down in the end, no foul. May have just run out of gas. Tried to split two defenders in the end.
Yeah, just one man to foul, wasn't it? But you've seen him already beat the defender when he's needed to. So I don't mind seeing Rogers go 1v1, try and make something happen. And you did see how high Azteca are defending at times. You beat that one defender, you're clean through on goal.
The difference in this game, Aaron Ugba's goal in the 25th minute, assisted by Matthew Rogers. Ugba, the 24-year-old. It's the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup first round. Matt Peterson with former Houston Dynamo midfielder Andrew Driver. It's the NPSL runner-up from last season, taking on local qualifier Azteca FC from the Colorado Premier League. Fourth ever entry in the Open Cup for Tulsa Athletic. It's the third ever entry for the visitors from Denver, Colorado, Azteca FC. Neither team has ever won in this competition.
That will change tonight. And that's what the beauty of it is. The teams get more consistent as they get through into the Open Cup. That win will come. It's all about the opportunity for tonight. It's the experience for these guys, isn't it?
Well, great that the way these leagues are growing, the way the teams are popping up. We mentioned the story of Azteca FC in Denver. 41st minute corner. Knocked down, little juggling acts. And that shot skims off the shin of Vinny De Oliveira for a goal kick.
Yeah, not bad effort from Vinny. It's one of those difficult ones. The ball comes to you. He's tried to tee himself up with the volley. Just cut across the ball that little bit too much, and it swerved right of the goalpost. But you see Tulsa are starting to dominate the game now. Azteca aren't really keeping hold of the ball the other way. It's kind of waves of attack.
One of my favorite numbers from this competition here in 2022 is all the new teams. 31 teams making their debut in the Open Cup. So it's not the same old group of players, same old group of teams, new teams. As it's headed down.
No, it's US soccer, isn't it? The growth of it, it's incredible. We're lucky enough to commentate on a lot of USL Championship games, and it's great seeing these big cities and sometimes smaller cities having representation, and the growth of US soccer throughout is incredible. Good to go back to the game we watched yesterday, the Southern State Stars. They're growing something special. They've started a program, and now they're in the Open Cup. It's fantastic.
Here comes Tulsa Athletic, 5 in the attack, deflected cross. Good goalkeeping. He came off his line really well. Marcos Madera, one of the veterans on this team. Really cool customer there.
Yeah, good goalkeeping, wasn't it? But Rogers, he's come up in a great area, and he's taken a touch. I think he could have turned on that ball there and hit it straight away. When he took the touch, he's kind of taken him away from the goal. And honest again there, Rogers, as well, by the way. He's cut across the defender. He could have gone down and claimed a penalty, but I like to see the honesty and to keep going. But good save.
Here comes Tulsa Athletic. They're very direct. Perfect slide challenge to prevent the goal-scoring chance. That's from David Paniagua.
Paniagua had to time that to perfection, didn't he? Watson streaking down there is so quick. If Watson gets his toe on it, it's a penalty, but perfectly timed.
Paniagua, 30-year-old center back, just in the nick of time there. We mentioned the 31 debutants in the Open Cup has taken their 3rd edition, but a good story. Their own and managed by Andy De La Rosa, owns a local construction company in Denver. We saw Escondido FC make their debut. They lost to San Fernando Valley FC. Local ownership in Escondido, California. San Fernando Valley FC. Coach Cortez is a Peruvian. Started the club from scratch. He's a graphic designer by day. Started this club, not pay to play. It's anyone can play if you're good enough.
It's the beauty of the cup, isn't it? And it gives everyone the opportunity, no matter where you are, no matter what level, to play against the best. And I wonder how long someone with a load of money gets their own little soccer team and causes some huge upsets in the Open Cup. Because you do see these teams popping up all around.
What a touch that was. He's in and just past the far post. Spectacular stuff from Tulsa Athletic on the edge of the box.
That was the moment of the match so far, wasn't it? Fantastic build-up play from Tulsa. The ball went into Watson, and what a nice little touch round the corner. And I'm not sure who was running from deep, and he's good pace. He's done everything right, dinked it over the goalkeeper, and it's just pulled just past the post. But great play from Watson, great awareness from the Tulsa man. I think it was Joseph Ruiz who just toe punted it, and it over the goalkeeper, and it just pulled wide.
Indeed, Joe Ruiz. Best 11 Heartland Conference selection last year. He played at Oral Roberts right here in Tulsa. Coach Levi Coleman says that all the things I ask of him, I put a lot on his shoulders. And that is the center back that pops up in the midfield. That's a center back pushing forward, making the old Frank Lampard arrive and run.
He didn't look like a centre half, did he? He had a great little turn of pace, left the defender for dead, and just it was a striker's finish as well. Just a nice little comfortable dink over the goalkeeper. But you see now Tulsa really starting to dominate the game, aren't they? They're more athletic. They're first to every second ball.
Another cross from the right, headed. He'll hustle to keep it in play, peeking over his shoulder. Back in the mixer. Free kick given to Azteca FC. Needless push that time. He's pleading his case.
It's Agbo coming in the back post. I like to say into the mixer. You've been hanging around.
Too much time with Andrew Driver. Halftime in Tulsa. The home side has a 1-0 lead. Aaron Ugba in the 25th minute. A goal for the 24th. Oh, I beg your pardon.
Sorry, everyone. Matt's left the kettle on. He's been trying to get to his cup of tea.
It's halftime. Well, there was a whistle blown there, and I swear Brandon Query, the head referee, put his hands up indicating halftime. Clearly, I was mistaken.
But in all seriousness, I think Azteca will be happy at 1-0. They've come up against Tulsa. Tulsa have really started to dominate the last 10 minutes since they took the lead. So I think Azteca could go back in, regroup a little bit. They're under the cosh right now, but getting at half-time, and you say to yourself, listen, it's still only 1-0. We've still got an opportunity to get something out of this game.
Take two, Andrew. It's halftime. I'm sure of it this time. Whistle blown by Brandon Query. And indeed, Aaron Ugba's 25th minute goal, the difference as Tulsa Athletic seeks its first ever win in the U.S. Open Cup. Andrew Driver, your thoughts on the first half?
I think Azteca have done well. They were competitive for half an hour. They went 1-0 down, and they've come under a little bit of pressure since then. But to go in at half-time only 1-0, they'll fancy their chances to sneak something from this game. All the pressure on Tulsa. Tulsa desperately need that second goal.
11-hour voyage from Denver, Colorado to Tulsa, Oklahoma for Azteca FC. And the side out of the Colorado Premier League goes into halftime. It's 1-0 Tulsa Athletic over Azteca FC at halftime here in the 2022 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup first round. Welcome back. Set for the second half from Tulsa. It's Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup first round, and the home side, Tulsa Athletic, leads Azteca FC 1-0. Matt Peterson with Andrew Driver. Andrew, let's take a look at this opening goal from Aaron Ugba.
Yeah, Rogers did fantastic and then played a great ball into the far post, and Ugba, as you want every attacking wide man to do, came in at the back post and slotted it home. It was the one really piece, we probably had about 2 or 3 pieces of brilliance from Tulsa, but that's really the difference between the two teams. Tulsa having the majority of the pressure, but Azteca really holding themselves to be proud of their performance, and they're not out of this game yet.
11 shots for Tulsa, 3 for Azteca FC. Possession 55-45 advantage to Tulsa Athletic.
Yeah, there's the possession. I think most of that came in the last 10 minutes of the half after they scored the goal. Azteca started to struggle a little bit, but Tulsa still, the pressure's on them. They're the ones who, the onus is on them to go and win the game. The longer it stays 1-0, the more Azteca will grow in confidence.
Here we go in the second half. Tulsa is in yellow. Azteca FC out of Denver, Colorado is in blue. And the difference from the Tulsa native, Aaron Ugba, his goal back in the 25th minute. The difference, Aaron Ugba out of Union High School in Tulsa, where he was a soccer and football star.
Yeah, he was the man most likely, wasn't he? His pace down the right-hand side a couple of times caused problems for Azteca. He early on in the game got to the byline and cut one back for Garcia, who nearly scored. But yeah, his pace has been a problem all night.
Played for Northeastern State University, Division II school in Oklahoma. Expected goals in that first half, Andrew. 1.04 for Tulsa Athletic, 0.10 for Azteca FC.
Expected? Is that statistically?
Yes.
How do you do that for two teams that have never played each other?
Well, it's a statistic, it's an advanced statistic where they take all the chances in the game and they say for this competition, you would be expected to score. So if it's a close chance, there's a higher weight given to it than a half chance.
And who's the determinant on a half chance and a good chance?
Well, they have...
Sorry, playing devil's advocate here.
Exactly. Well, they have a system for it that judges it. So maybe a chance in the Premier League or La Liga is judged more harshly than a chance in a lower level league around the world.
Okay.
Higher standard.
So either way, we weren't expecting many goals early in this game.
Based off the chances in the first half.
Right.
Tulsa Athletic seeking its first ever win in the U.S. Open Cup. Have come close a few times. Lost in penalties against Oklahoma City Energy U23s out of USL League 2 back in 2017. Here comes Azteca FC, also seeking its first ever win in the U.S. Open Cup. Lost twice on the road prior to this edition. And the 700-mile voyage, 11-hour trip from Denver.
Azteca there, just showing signs down the left-hand side. Cesar Meza, who I think has actually come off the bench to begin the second half. Very tricky, tried to beat the defender 1v1. Ended up running with the ball that split second too long and lost it. It was actually that man Ugba again who came back covering for his defender, but obviously tricky guy out there. Maybe the Aztecas want to feed him and get the ball out to him.
Azteca is simply a few days into its spring season. They last played on Sunday. FC Denver, team they lost to in the Super League final back in Colorado. Clearance here. First ever meeting between these two clubs. And the difference, the 25th minute goal from Aaron Ugba. It's on for Tulsa Athletic, but good defending. Been a resolute Azteca FC defense have slowed down these Tulsa attacks.
Yeah, they've done well, haven't they? They've kept their shape, they've put their bodies in the right place at the right time. You can see that some of these guys have played at a decent level. The way the game's gone, they're in the mind, they put their body in the right position, they have a good read of football. Maybe not as fit as the Tulsa team, but upstairs in their head, you can see that they do have the knowledge, the footballing knowledge.
Central thought about a strike, instead cycled it wide to the right. 3 in the box. Bit of dribbling. And the first corner kick coming for Azteca FC here 5 minutes after halftime.
Good play from Azteca, but it fell on the edge of the box. I think it was Giovanni Herrera who cycled the ball out. He for a second looked like he was going to pull the trigger, and I was begging him to do. You're 20 yards out, you've got a clear shot on goal, you've not created many chances. Just have a hit, just test the goalkeeper.
Corner kick is well cleared. There was one injury in that first half. Marlon Borjas left with a bad ankle injury that led to a yellow card for Vinny De Oliveira for Tulsa Athletic. There's a hard challenge on the sideline. Booking coming. As the free kick was won on this near sideline by Jordan Watson.
Yeah, clever foul in this instance. Tulsa looked like they were going to break. Watson with his pace cut inside. And he had to really bring him down to prevent the counter-attack. I think it was Torres with the foul and into the book.
Steve Torres, he left with a knee injury in the first half, received treatment and came back. He had a big clearance early in this game. A 28-year-olds. Many of these players, second and third division in Mexico, Honduras, and Chile before their time with Azteca FC. Here's the restart, punched away. Marcos Madera, one of the most experienced players on this Azteca FC team.
Yeah, he struggled with the floodlights there, didn't he? You see, he came out confidently to take the ball, but I think he lost it mid-flight and then just ended up doing a weak punch to put it out for a throw-in.
The field feels more lit now than in the first half. It's like the lights have fully taken effect after twilight.
Yeah, it's always difficult twilight, isn't it? It's, sometimes the sun's shining in the players' eyes, and your eyes don't adjust. Sometimes you're in the shade, sometimes you're not. So now the floodlights can take real effect. It has become a lot brighter, hasn't it?
All the way back and finally cleared. Bryson Reed, the goalkeeper for Tulsa Athletic, has not had a lot to do. 24-year-olds.
That's why I was desperate for Azteca to have a shot on the previous attack when they cycled it wide. Herrera was 20 yards out. Just test the goalkeeper. He's not touched it much in the game. You never know what can happen when a goalkeeper's cold.
Here come Tulsa Athletic. That's a great turn, good slip ball, but good defending, shoulder to shoulder, edge of the box.
Yeah, great defending. Once again, the Tulsa, they're coming forward. They're probing, but they're just never really, unless it's Ugbar or Watson's pace in behind, they've not really broke down the Tulsa defense in front of them. They've not played those nifty 1-2s, which we've seen on a couple of occasions. This man looks like probably one of the more likely if it's going to be a passing. Garcia's a good link player in number 10. Well, he's not number 10, but he's playing behind the striker, the number 10 position.
And Giovanni Herrera, the number 10 for Azteca FC, he's looked good when he's on the ball, but they have not found his feet too often tonight.
No, that's what maybe the one thing Azteca would have said at halftime. Here he is now. Oh, lovely angle. You see that? He's tried to bend that round with the outside of his foot. If that would have gone past the defender, it was a great ball.
A chance here on the end line. Referee says play on.
It's that man Watson again, getting the ball, using his pace, running at the defender, and that's the second time tonight he's got into the box and he's gone down. This time he was adamant it was a penalty. The referee decided to play on.
Here is this challenge on the edge of the box.
Nice little step over from Watson. That's what you need when you've got pace. And he's beaten the defender there. He really has. And the referee, it was a difficult decision. I think if he was going to give a free kick, he should have given it.
Bryce Colcombe, 24, the defender there for Azteca FC.
That's where Tulsa struggled. Ball into the striker just to play like little 1-2s to open up this Azteca defense. They've been great going in behind with pace, but anything in front of the Azteca defense, they've not really moved the ball fast enough or had the link-up play to break them down.
Turnover in midfield. Azteca FC has won a free kick. That was Edson Chucon. Quick restart. Too quick for the referee. He wanted to do it on the whistle.
I don't think it's a bad thing for Azteca. Potentially a good opportunity for them to get some bigger bodies forward. Throw it into just put the ball into the box. You never know what can happen when you play those long balls into the box. It's on the onus will be on Tulsa to defend it.
Here's the restart from midfield, flicked on and saved.
Great restart into an absolutely fantastic area. It was Eduardo Reza with the ball into the box, and the Tulsa players just all backed off. Here's Reza. It's a nice little driven ball into the box. None of the defenders, all the defenders just backed off. There was only one man looking to attack it, which is criminal defending, really, from Tulsa.
Flipped in the box, good defending. Bryson Reed, the goalkeeper, with the save on the restart. And you saw on your screen the graphic. They're going to penalties. South Carolina United FC and North Carolina Fusion under 23s. 1-1 after extra time, now going to penalties. Azteca FC will play on. The space is there through midfield. If Azteca can break, they've been invited into this one from Tulsa FC. They're not really desperate winning the ball back in midfield.
No, you can see the game has shifted a little bit, hasn't it? That's a great ball into the box.
So close there for Azteca FC. It was a great settling touch, but he had to deal with 3 defenders plus the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's as if Tulsa has just completely taken the foot off the gas. And Azteca has grown in confidence, and you're right, in the midfield, the Azteca has acres of pace, there's acres of space. There's no real Tulsa men around them. And they're starting to go a little bit more direct, and if you keep doing this, you'll play off a mistake. Mistakes will happen eventually.
Hard challenge, free kick given. He got down early. It's one of those where the studs were up, but it was early, and I think that helps the defensive player. It's when it's up and late that you don't get the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. It's like you can slide in like that, and if you win the ball, the referee's still going to give a free kick because you're a little bit out of control. It was Montoya with the tackle. I think the referee on this occasion has kept his. For me, he's won the ball. That's a fantastic challenge. The ball's there to be won, and it is a lot of those times it's the person who gets there first. One either gets injured or 2 gets the free kick against them. But the feet are on the floor. He's slid in. It may be 2-footed, but both are on the floor. It wasn't out of control. He's won the ball.
Restart here for Tulsa Athletic. Aaron Ugba, 25th minute goal for the Tulsa native. Assisted by Matthew Rogers. Again, Tulsa Athletic missing Abu Diallo, who's on trial in Fresno this week. One of their best 11 picks from last year's Heartland Conference play. Unavailable, but the home side still with the 1-0 lead as we approach the hour mark.
Oh, nice
Excellent dribbling near the corner flag, but the pass was right to Azteca FC. Now the Denver side will try and break. And they will. The diagonal switch is on. And now their danger man is on the ball.
Oh, nice play. Nice little 1-2 coming in from the right side. And that's what Azteca now. They've gone from right to left and back out to right. Open this Tulsa team up a little bit. Comfortable in possession.
They're trying to isolate, it seems, Andrew, Giovanni Herrera, the number 10 on this left side, when they try to break.
Yeah, he's one of those players you just want him to go wherever he feels like he's going to get the most out of it.
There's a yellow card. Hard challenge right at midfield. Brandon Query, decisive decision there.
I think it was on Vinicius de Oliveira. Maybe a little bit of revenge and retribution after the first half, after Vinicius's tackle. It was Oscar Montoya. Maybe didn't get the yellow card for his sliding tackle 5 minutes ago. Again, in with a strong tackle.
Good look at Levi Coleman there, the manager, the reigning Heartland Conference Coach of the Year, South Region Coach of the Season, the NPSL. He played in 2013, the inaugural year of the club, was the assistant for Tulsa Athletic in 2018 and 19. All-time leader in goals with 37. Played 7 years at the club. He's also a volunteer assistant coach for Oral Roberts, the D1 school right in Tulsa. And he's the boys director for West Side Alliance Soccer Club. So, handed many pots.
Heavily involved in the soccer community. That's what a lot of the smaller soccer communities need. They need those people that soccer is their passion and they want to build it, and their efforts can open so many doors for these young men.
He's from Tulsa, was the head coach of Booker T. Washington High School, was an assistant at Union High School, and went to the 6A state title championship game 1 year. Coleman won the USL Championship 2010 with Charleston Battery. Good defending again from Azteca. Also 4 years with the Kansas City Comets and Tulsa Revolution as a pro in the indoor game.
Charleston Battery is a great club. I've had the opportunity to do pre-season with the Dynamo over there, and it's another one of these smaller soccer communities in America that's growing massively, and really good spirit around the Charleston Battery.
Good turn, center of the area. Well defended again. They've done a good job. Their center backs have been tight. Every entry ball top of the box, there's been 2 center backs against the Tulsa Athletic attacker.
Yeah, there's been nothing really in front of them. No opportunities in front of them. The time where Tulsa have really threatened is in behind the defenders. But they seem like an experienced back four, and they've kept tight, and they've really limited Tulsa to longer balls or more direct play.
Long throw in. We saw this in the first half. It's laid back. Pulled wide. Possibilities here for Azteca FC. He tried to spin, ran out of room. Cesar Meza has kept it alive. Meza still pushing, and a foul committed. I really feel like Azteca FC can try a few more long throw-ins. I'm not one to ever advocate for them, but we've seen a few tonight. Tulsa has not been prepared to defend it.
Yeah, they've been more direct with the play. Here's Meza again into the box, tried a little bit of trickery. I like to see it. I've just wish that, obviously a foul there on Meza on the back run. I just wish that someone would take the strike. Meza lined up the fullback. It was one-on-one. Just cut inside on your right foot and have a dig. Test the goalkeeper. But you say from the long throw-ins from Azteca, but it's being direct. I think there's been a couple of times in the second half now where they've gone a little bit more direct, gone forward faster. They don't win it every time, but they're putting the Tulsa defenders under pressure. Just continue to do that. Mistake will happen, and you'll get your opportunity. They'll get one chance in the game.
Matt Peterson with Andrew Driver, the former pro player who will enter the Heart of Midlothian Hall of Fame in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, potentially.
Potentially. 65th minute, the ball is sent in and handled. Here come Tulsa Athletic. Really good organization. Hernan Molina should be pleased. He's the head coach of Azteca FC. You watch Azteca FC and their blue shirts shift back defensively. They've been very organized.
Yeah, they've been great. In formation, they've been absolutely fantastic. They just need the ball to stick a little bit more when they go forward, but which has started to come, especially the more they get that man who was on the ball there on it, Giovanni Herrera. And Tulsa, they've been a little bit lethargic in the second half. They haven't had the same possession they did in the first. And if they're not careful, this game could go either way.
There's the diagonal. And you see the 5 jerseys back in good numbers, good shape. They've never left the center of the field vacant in the back 4.
No, they do well. They know they're not the paciest.
And on cue, it's headed and saved. Oh, there was a lone man in the box who flicked it on, but a big challenge at the edge of the area there from Marcos Madera, who was brave on the edge of his 6.
Here's that man Ugber again coming in at the back post. We mentioned it earlier, that's where you're going to get your goals as a wide man. I think on this occasion the ball's fallen to him and he's kind of bobbled. He's potentially just like fell over the ball a little bit. It was a great delivery. The late run into the box wasn't great connection, and yeah, he's gone over the top of the ball, and that's where it hurts, because he's gone, once you're over the top, you're rolling with your leg, and he's actually lucky the goalkeeper didn't come in with full force. The goalkeeper's kind of just stayed where he was, and he's ran into him. In those situations, when you go over the ball like that, if the goalkeeper dives on you, it can potentially be a leg breaker.
Aaron Ugba receiving treatment on the end line. The goalkeeper for Azteca FC, Marcos Madera, looking on.
Tulsa could potentially really needed the goal there, didn't they? The game's starting to become more even as the night goes on, and the second goal would have probably killed the tie. But by not getting it there, this Azteca team's still well within the game. Here's the ball in from Watson. It was a good delivery, really, to a good area. Headed on, and yeah, you see he's just kind of bobbled over the top of the ball.
Back onto his feet, great to see.
I think he may have just winded himself, and there's absolutely nothing worse, is there? He'll be fine. He'll run it off. They need him. Tulsa need him to stay. He's been probably the star man for me tonight. Obviously the goal scorer as well.
Aaron Ugba, 24-year-olds from Tulsa. 25th minute goal assisted by Matthew Rogers. Many low-scoring games across the first round tonight. It's a 6-2 win for San Fernando Valley FC against Escondido FC earlier today. The 2 debutantes scoring a combined 8 goals this afternoon in Encino, California. Ocean City Nor'easters and Lansdowne Yonkers 1-1 in extra time. Another first-round tie. Good break here. Tulsa Athletic, perfect pass. The needle threaded, now it's 1 versus 3 for Tulsa Athletic. Support comes from Ugba, deflected shot, corner kick coming.
It was that man Uber again with the threaded pass, as you mentioned, through the eye of the needle, but he's done great. He's nutmegged the defender up the pitch. He's played a great ball down the line, exactly what you want for Watson to run onto. And it's Uber again who's the man getting in the box, but you don't mind that from a striker, getting his one thing on his mind from Watson, get the ball inside and get a strike on goal. Well defended again from the Aztecas.
Here's the corner kick, well defended. Look, I love the tempo of this Denver side. Look at Down a goal, trying to play quickly in the 70th minute. The goal kick does not come off, but I like the urgency.
Yeah, they're showing it, aren't they? They're being more direct. They're getting the ball forward. That opportunity there from Tulsa came on a counter-attack, but it was again Azteca getting into a dangerous area, not getting a strike off again, but they're putting themselves into the right positions. Eventually, they're going to get that opportunity.
Space is opened up here for Tulsa Athletic. There's that diagonal ball again.
I was agreeing with what you said. The game, you said open, and that is exactly what the game is doing now, isn't it? It's completely opening up. There's going to be space for both teams going forward.
Just not enough room on that left side as the attack stall for Giovanni Herrera, the number 10 for Azteca FC. Well-timed challenge once again. Oh, a penalty is given. He seemed to have gotten the ball, but a penalty given to Tulsa Athletic. And you can see the shout from the defender there as he thought he got the ball at David Paniagua. But a different view there as we take another look.
Whenever you're a defender and you go to ground in your box, you leave yourself open. We saw this exact same thing happen in the first half where he timed it to perfection. For me, I think he's won the ball again. He didn't get the best purchase on the ball, but once you go down in the box, you're giving the decision to the referee. We saw a yellow card there for a little bit of gamesmanship. They had Azteca player digging up the penalty spot. I always like to see if that happened. If I was the referee, I would say you can move the ball a yard forward. All you're doing is hurting yourself.
Joe Garcia will take the penalty for Tulsa Athletic, trying to double the lead. Off the hands and in, nearly saved there by Marcos Madera. But Tulsa Athletic in control now, leading 2-0 after a goal from the skipper.
A good penalty. Bottom corner, the goalkeeper got his hand onto it. It's really unlucky not to save it, but Garcia put just enough power. He was confident taking the kick, and he's buried it into the bottom corner. And Tulsa really needed that because this game, they're still probably the better team, but Aztecas were coming into it. You see here, a little bit of a stutter step, opened up his body, and finished with a plumb into the bottom corner. And the goalkeeper, very unlucky not to parry that wide.
Joe Garcia, best 11 in the Heartland Conference last year. The 26-year-old in his 4th season with Tulsa, 2nd year as the captain. Special player in the eyes of Levi Coleman, his head coach, the engine in the midfield, and he has converted his penalty. It's 2-0 to Tulsa Athletic, and now the visitors from Denver have a mountain to climb. In the 73rd minute, down 2-0.
Yeah, the second goal for me is probably going to be a killer. If the Aztecas had held it at 1, they would have had an opportunity, but unfortunately, the penalty was given away. Contentious as it was, but you're still 2-0 down.
Little back heel there.
Lovely touch from Agbo. He's been very confident tonight, hasn't he?
Yellow card shown.
Chuchon.
Edson Chuchon.
I think maybe there finally a little bit frustration that he's been up against Agbo, who's been using his pace all day. This time it was a naughty tackle, wasn't it? What that was a frustrated, tired tackle. And Agbo's constrained himself pretty well because some people would have got up there and not taken that one very well.
Could have been red.
Oh, easily, yes.
Especially because there's a yellow card worthy challenge seconds before.
I think the fact that Agbo jumped up maybe saved him from a red. he showed good. Oh, here's a chance again.
Another chance. It's centered all alone inside the area. Things have fallen apart now for Azteca FC. Unmarked inside the 6-yard box. And Tulsa Athletic now cruising to the second round. Ruben Torres, the 21-year-old, makes it 3-0 to Tulsa Athletic.
Yeah, he obviously knew where the camera was, wanted his special celebration, was in the right place at the right time. This time, the Aztecas fell asleep that little bit. The long ball went up, and it was a nice little ball past the goalkeeper. There's probably a shout for offside, actually. The referee didn't give it, and he there just to tuck it home into the empty net, and that is all she wrote, I would say, from here. It was Joseph Ruiz who made the run to cross the ball across, and Tulsa now home and dry, I would say.
We've complimented the defensive organization all night for Azteca FC, but that time a breakdown.
Yeah, he just fell asleep a little bit. You can see now the tired legs, that you can see the frustrations coming in. That's 2 yellow cards in the last 2 minutes. They've put so much effort into it, once you start getting tired, the decision making doesn't get great, and the frustration is starting to come in, and that's where, as a team, you get pulled out of position.
Ruben Torres went to Union High School in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Levy Coleman coached as an assistant at Union High School, and then Ruben Torres went to Barton Community College, where he was a Cougar, and now he just scored a goal in the U.S. Open Cup to make it 3-0. Ruben Torres off the substitutes bench for Levi Coleman. And Tulsa now about 15 minutes away from their first ever win in the U.S. Open Cup.
Yeah, and deservedly so. They probably won't be absolutely delighted with the performance. They've shown spells where they've been fantastic, but this Azteca team's been have been hard to play against, haven't they? And I don't think Tulsa will be delighted with their play. They've got the quality, we've seen that. They just maybe haven't maintained it for the full 75 minutes so far. But good teams find a way, don't they? And they obviously are a good team. They got to the final of the NPSL last year, so they definitely have the ability. And some days it's not going to be pretty. You just got to find a way to win the game, especially in cup competitions.
The green and yellow leading 3-0. 2 straight Heartland Conference titles.
That's a naughty one again there. That's a naughty one. The referee is running out of excuses to calm this Azteca team down. And was he already on a yellow there? Because I thought the referee had pulled the yellow card out, but then put it back in his pocket.
Brandon Query, the referee, with a lot to sort out here in the final quarter hour. Free kick given.
I think that'll be Edson Chutran's last opportunity. He's already had a yellow card. That's his second foul, and out of position again here, Azteca. And a good opportunity for Tulsa. It was Till Zinhart getting down into the box. Just didn't get the ball far enough away from the goalkeeper.
That's the right back pushing forward. Zenhart, Ruiz, Taylor Reyes, back four across the back. There's a jersey tug. They cannot stop Aaron Ugba tonight.
And there it is. There's the red card.
Easy decision there. Plain jersey tug in the middle of the fields. And it's the end of the line for Cesar Meza. The 21-year-old, his night is over.
Came off the bench and 2 yellow cards. It's been an eventful night for him. I think he tried to kick Agba first, and then a jersey pull. There was only one thing on a yellow card. That's just ridiculous. But you can see the frustrations taken over from this team now, and you can see how despondent they are over there on the bench. There's the kick, didn't do it, and then the pull. And it's been coming because the game's got a little bit chirpier as it's gone on, hasn't it? And the frustrations for Azteca have come in.
There's one way to stop a counterattack.
He's got a little bit of rugby.
It's on for Tulsa Athletic as they look to add a fourth.
Yeah, I would expect Agba now. He's gone a little bit more central. He's going to have a field day in these closing moments. Down to 10 men, there's going to be all sorts of space for Tulsa and for the pace of Agba going in behind.
It's interesting, my conversation earlier today with Levi Coleman, head coach of Tulsa Athletic, he says, we take our time, we try to find and create overloads and expose them. There haven't been too many overloads tonight. It's been more direct from Tulsa Athletic, but effective.
Yeah, they found the way. The way in was behind the Azteca defense, wasn't it? It's not been a night for fancy, pretty passing football. They haven't really done much of that, which is probably where they'll be maybe a little bit disappointed because they do have the quality to break this team down.
Nice little self-pass. Kept in on the end line. Corner kick coming to Tulsa Athletic. Good work on that end line by Fernando Saldana. One of the young bucks on this team. Just 18 years of age for number 16 in the yellow and green. Corner kick here. Headed back towards the spot. Nodded away, chested down. Well hit but blocked. That was Till Zinhart. Corner kick was taken by Santiago Buitrago. Another substitute off the bench for Tulsa Athletic as head coach Levi Coleman goes to his bench in the second half.
Yeah, and rightfully so. The game's over now. Rest some of your first team leg. Get some energy on from guys that it'll be great for the experience. Obviously, first round of the US Open Cup doesn't come around all the time, so all the guys you can get some experience when especially when the game's pretty much over.
Three different goal scorers for Levi Coleman and Tulsa Athletic. Aaron Ugba in the 25th minute. A penalty converted by Joe Garcia, and then the third one, Ruben Torres. Tulsa Athletic ruthless, trying to go for a fourth here. And part of you cannot blame them considering some of the cynical fouls from Azteca FC in the second half.
Yeah, it's definitely been a little bit more of an edge in the second half, hasn't there? The tackles have flown in. The first half was played pretty fairly, but as Tulsa have started to run away with the game, the discipline of Azteca has started to wane.
A long walk to the corner flag. Tulsa Athletic leading 3-0. It will be a proud moment for Levi Coleman. Was on the inaugural team in 2013 from assistant coach to head coach. Now he's just about 10 minutes away from the club's first ever Open Cup victory. Short corner kick taken. Time to tee it up for Ugba. Low delivery and it's clear. Pretty fun. It'll be a crosstown rivalry as well. The clearance went off the hand inside the penalty area. Tulsa Athletic will play on, and the shot is saved. Tulsa Athletic wanted a second penalty.
It was definitely a penalty, wasn't it? He's cleared the ball directly off the hand of the defender. It was it would have been a bit of a comedic penalty, wouldn't it? I would never have seen that before. Clearance from the goalkeeper off your own player in the box, but the referee potentially didn't want to make the contentious decision, especially with it already 3-goal difference.
Corner kick, settled and clear. Tulsa Athletic against FC Tulsa of the USL Championship. April 5th, the crosstown rivalry. Forward run. Defended well by Azteca FC. He tried to bounce it to himself. That was a mistake. And it's finally clear. Looked like he tried to pop it up to clear it.
Garcia was buzzing around in there, wasn't he? I think he was so surprised that he got the ball, Garcia. His pass to his teammate, who was in acres of space, wasn't the best, and the danger was quelled. But yeah, mistakes all over the pitch right now.
Play to the channel. Good defending. One back by Azteca FC. 3-0. Tulsa Athletic, 25th minute goal from Ugba, assisted by Rogers. Then a penalty from Joe Garcia in the 72nd minute. And finally, Ruben Torres off the bench in the 75th minute, assisted by Ruiz. Azteca FC maybe a consolation goal as they push forward down a man. Inside the box, no one stepping. He gets to the end line, tries a back heel, but he's cleared the line. It's a goal kick.
It just frustrates me from Azteca. They've got themselves in some really good positions at times tonight, and they've just not been decisive enough in the opposition's box. Like, again, there, it was good play. He's got good skill, but you just want one of them to just have a dig at some point. Someone just have a shot. If you don't have the shot, it doesn't need to be perfect. It can deflect. It can go anywhere. But they've just tried to find that. I think maybe at the level they play, maybe if you do run with it like that, you find that opportunity. But when you're playing against good teams, the defenders are just going to hold you up, and you'll just never score if you don't have that shot.
All the way back to the goalkeeper, Marcos Madera. Azteca FC will attack with 4. Cross from the right. Just too long. Challenge edge of the box.
Penalty for me.
Hip on hip inside the area.
I thought it was a penalty. Both guys have ended up injured. They've landed outside the box, but for me, the contact is inside. You see here, it's a rash challenge from the Tulsa man, Zinhart. He's come across. He's not won the ball, and he's connected with him. And for me, if you're giving the penalty on one end, that's a penalty the opposite direction.
I agree, Andrew. Freddie Fergozo went down for Azteca FC.
Yeah, the initial challenge maybe didn't catch contact, but towards the end, he definitely clipped the heels. And for me, the referee could have easily given that one.
Brandon Query, the referee, especially because Zenhart left his feet there. Kind of leaves his feet, and I think as a defender you get no benefit of the doubt when that happens.
No, exactly, and the penalty for Tulsa wasn't too dissimilar. When you collide in the box like that, the referee has to make a decision. But I don't know how much plays into it, but the Azteca players in the last 15 minutes, no matter how you say it, the referees do listen to when a team loses discipline. They're shouting at the referee, they're flying in for tackles. You'd like to think it doesn't, but occasionally it does play on the referee's mind, and here he is going to go and have a discussion with his linesman.
He's on the opposite side of the field, not the best view.
No, but if he's gone over there to speak to him, I would say that he's indecisive about the decision. To be honest, though, you couldn't see how the linesman could see from that distance.
Zinhart back to his feet after receiving treatment, no penalty. And Tulsa Athletic will play out of the back. Up a man and up 3 goals. Diagonal switch. It's interesting. They love to create overloads, but I think the best success for them has been that diagonal ball to the wingers rushing between the outside back and the center back.
Yeah, it's been that ball for the run, either the straight run, diagonal pass, or the straight pass diagonal run in behind, hasn't it? The pace of Ugba and Watson has caused Azteca loads of problems, and sometimes that's all you need. It can't always be tiki-taka, beautiful football. Sometimes you just got to be a little bit more direct. And at the end of the day, they've done enough, Tulsa. They've won the game. They've won the game comfortably in the end. It's just been a... I think as a team that's got to the final of the NPSL, I think there's probably 2 or 3 more gears left in the engine for them.
Azteca FC with one final push. Left-footed strike as well, handled by Reed.
Yeah, that's what I like to see. Finally, they had the strike, and it was a good one. Reed, not been busy all night, has stayed aware, and it's obviously a good save in the end. But yeah, finally, Azteca just having a strike from the edge of the box. You never know what will happen in those situations.
Andrew, FC Tulsa awaits in the next round, a USL Championship side. How do you think Tulsa Athletic matches up?
I think they've got more to give, and I think they'll more than likely...
Before that, a chance here for Azteca FC, another challenge inside the box. It's alive, and finally cleared. That second phase nearly there for Azteca FC, but I think the attacker on the backside not quite expecting it. Meanwhile, it's a 4-on-3 break for Tulsa Athletic. The green and yellow bursting forward, looking for a 4th goal. Attack slows down a bit.
I think that attack probably sums up Tulsa's performance. They're maybe not the sharpness when they go forward, and they'll take that to back what you mentioned about the playing against FC Tulsa. I think they'll maybe rise to the occasion against a more experienced, higher level team. Obviously, it'll be a difficult game. They'll be the underdogs on that occasion, but maybe that'll suit FC Tulsa. No, will suit Tulsa Athletic. Apologies.
2 weeks from tonight, April 5th. Second round meeting looming now. Aaron Ugba opened the scoring back in the 25th minute. The Tulsa native has been up for it all night.
Yeah, he's man of the match for me. His pace, power down the right-hand side has been fantastic. Obviously grabbed the first goal, but he's been a constant threat.
Good hustle, but he did not keep it in. It's a goal kick. I thought he may have, but it just rolled over the end line. Now into the 3rd minute of second half stoppage time.
Then the game's over, isn't it? Just going through the motions now until the final whistle. But Azteca can be happy. For an hour of the game, they did well. They kept it tight. It was 1-0 for a long period. The start of the second half, they looked like potentially the most likely. They were being a bit more direct. The second goal, the penalty and the second goal was really the killer for them.
Tulsa Athletic inaugural year 2013. Levi Coleman was a player. Now, 9 years later as the coach, he's going to lead them to their first ever Open Cup victory. That shot is blocked. More work from Santiago Buitrago. They came one step short in the NPSL, losing the championship game last year. They'll advance one step into the Lamar U.S. Open Cup in their 4th trip. 4th time's the charm for Tulsa Athletic in the Open Cup. And we have full time. Not jumping the gun like halftime. And Tulsa Athletic and its hometown hero, Aaron Ugba, the Tulsa native, number 9, opened the scoring. Goals added by the captain, Joe Garcia, from the penalty spot, and then off the substitutes bench, Ruben Torres. They dispatch Azteca FC of Colorado, based in Denver in the Colorado Premier League. And your thoughts on this one, Andrew Driver?
In the end, the quality of Tulsa shone through. Without them going in top gear, but they'll be happy. They did a professional performance. They did enough to get themselves into the next round. Azteca fitted themselves well. They put a lot of effort into it, and potentially all the effort they put in the first hour died away towards the end of the game, and Tulsa started to dominate. But overall, it was a good game, a lot of action, a busy referee in the second half, and smiles there for Tulsa Athletic. They've done enough to get themselves into the next round.
From the K Soccer Complex on the campus of Oral Roberts University, the green and yellow march on. First ever Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup victory for Tulsa Athletic at the NPSL. This was the opening goal from Aaron Ugba. That was 25 minutes in. It was a beauty.
Yeah, it was great play from Rogers down the left-hand side, wasn't it? Beat the man, great ball to Ubra, and then obviously the second goal, this was the killer, the penalty for Garcia. Bit contentious, the decision to give the penalty for me, but he dispatched it well, and that's the finishing goal, and the game was already dead at this point.
Ruben Torres, the closing goal off the substitutes bench. For Andrew Driver, I'm Matt Peterson saying good night. Tulsa Athletic has its first ever Open Cup victory. Full time from Tulsa. Tulsa Athletic 3, Azteca FC 0. Good night.